Hello, everybody. It's been a long time since I recorded my last video, and I'm low-key sorry for myself because this thing is low-key just for myself. You know, it's like a video journal for me, looking back on what I have and maybe a little reach like an audience, but I'm gonna hold myself to it. I'm gonna upload twice a week now to make up for it. Yeah. What I'm going to talk about today is just the trend away from substance. I don't have a script. I used to have some type of outline for these videos, but I think I'm just going to go right into it. Try to keep it a little bit shorter, and hopefully I can connect some of y'all in what I see. Now, the trend away from substance, I think it's very measurable, you know? You can see it in the media that we consume. I'd say first, the most consumed media used to be books. Books are full of substance. Long, 8+ hour or around 8 hour narratives where people fully dive into a story. You get to think like the character. You get to dive into their world. And now it's commodified. And people don't really read books anymore, especially men. Women still read books, but like other books they're reading have true substance in it. No, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't read classics as much, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not really the biggest book guy, but I do think I commend people that read books. I try to read. Well, I used to try, but I should start on that again. I think it's just owed to, like, even me not reading books, it's owed to how hard it is now. How hard it is to sit down because our attention spans are so cooked from what I think the biggest thing in the trend towards, against substance. Well, I think it's always been that way, but what has pushed it the most is short form content. Short form content is, you maybe even be hearing this on a short form content platform, but short form content it's like a disease. Once you get used to it, then any other form of media, it's too slow. It's not engaging enough. You get bored too quickly. You don't get to hear things out. And you see this very apparently, And then from that, you lack the substance that longer form content used to have. It gets mitigated in order to appease the short form content, algorithm, right? What people like now. I'd say the biggest thing is edits. I think edits are actually taking away from the substance of a movie, in a sense. How you can watch an edit or something like that, short form content, and you can still get that feeling of watching something great or watching something that is, a lot of effort and talent put into it, a lot of substance, but slice it down into a minute, 30-second edit, and you kind of get a spark of that. You don't even have to watch it sometimes. People just like, oh, watch some edits, watch some clips. No, I know what it's about. I'm not gonna watch it. No, I'm gonna just repost it on my TikTok. That's good enough. Like, there was substance behind what made that movie great, what made those shots impactful. All those things is lost. And I think anything like stuff like that is pushed and pushed and pushed again to the point where it dives into even like people's ideologies. They got the TikTok ideology, they got the TikTok worldview. They don't even think through what their beliefs are. They just, repost what's like the algorithm pushes them to. And I think it's messed up. Genuinely just messed up. Like, how can something that is just it's online, this thing of little substance, one TikTok or an edit, and it makes people lose all the substance of first, like an ideology. Let's say you become like a Christian, but you only watch like edits of it and then repost videos, but you don't actually like go to church or read your Bible or stuff like that. So what are you doing? Like, you can't just shorten things and get the same substance out of it. You can't get the same value out of it. You can't just read the spark notes of a book and be like, yo, I read the whole book and I understood it fully. Like, no, right? And I think that's what pretty much people do now. They just read the spark notes of things in condensed forms of clips that they put on these short form content websites or apps that most people spend their lives on. Or besides them working, they spend most of their watching, relaxing hours on these apps, especially younger youth. And it just brings them away from substance and just puts them into this whatever they've seen that most cool and shocking and whatever, like whatever more pushed on their algorithm. They don't like dive in to like what they truly like, enjoy, and love about the content that they're consuming. They just say, oh, this thing kind of cool, let's just repost it, and then they like it, and then they scroll. They don't even watch the whole video. They just scroll like 5 seconds in, like, I never got it. And I can understand why people are like that, just because of the world that we live in. It's just that way almost, It's just, that's what makes the most sense now, I guess. To be in that bubble. To be in that sphere of just content dump, instead of really sitting back and enjoying what makes that content you're consuming good. You just get a dump of it, a shot. It's like an injection, like doing crack or something. Like you just quick, boom, quick hit, then you're done. You're left strung out, whatever. And I think that's what TikTok is, like a quick dopamine hit, and then boom, you're on to the next, and you don't get to feel the full success, the full substance, the full value in whatever media you're consuming, whatever that may be. And when I was saying earlier, expanding that to like ideologies, people's political takes and ideologies are not fleshed out. They just have some sort of bearing on it, but they don't truly understand it. They're just like, yeah, fuck capitalism, but we're not gonna do anything to solve it. Or they'll be like, whatever, fuck ICE, and not know like why ICE is the way it is, how to stop that, and what could you actually do to make the world a more better place. I don't know. They just, nothing's fleshed out. It's all spark notes. That's what it is, the spark notes ideology. They don't truly understand what they're fighting for. They don't truly understand what they believe in even. All they're doing is they're just getting this media dump, and they're not really focusing on what they truly value. They're not, oh, let's read a book about this. Let's go watch some documentaries and video essays and talk, and people who talk about this ideology, let me learn from them. Let me dive into the, no. They don't do any of that. They don't do that research. They don't do nothing. Which, the biggest thing on the internet, it does have all that, but they don't need you to do that. What they're going to do is they're just going to distract you. They're going to send more content your way, more bullshit, some Twitch clip, some bullshit neon clip, whatever, just some dog shit, genuinely, just some dog shit media in your face. And then you're like, yo, I'm going to care about this for the next 30 seconds, and go on to the next, and I'm going to forget completely about what did I really value, what did I really find important in that, just like, fuck that, fuck all that, I don't care. I'm just gonna go do my own thing and watch these TikToks. I'm not gonna dive in and find meaning in what I, maybe I got spark meaning where I saw some edit and I liked the movie, but I'm not gonna go watch that movie. Fuck no. I'm just gonna go watch some more TikToks, maybe watch another clips of another movie and repost those, but not actually dive into it, not actually feel that substance, not even watch what makes that movie good. And that is the trend against substance. It is amplified by short form content, and I think the trend has always been started since from books to like shows to movies, right? Now it's YouTube videos, used to be. Now it's TikTok, short form content, 60-second videos. And it's going to keep going more and more until you have nothing left. It's just complete slop, just complete engagement slop. That brain rot content that you see is what pretty much everybody gonna be on. If you don't really focus on that substance, you don't focus on what value is behind the media instead of the dopamine hit you get from it. I think that's a good place to end right there. What value is behind the media that you're consuming besides the engagement and the dopamine hit that you get from watching it? What value? What value are you taking from that media? What value? And is this media that you're watching and stuff inciting a value upon you that you don't want? You got to be aware of the substance of it. Don't focus on the substance of what you're consuming, the meaning behind it, the value, why the media was created. And from that, you can become and live in a place where, in a way that is more fulfilling, because you actually understand what you like and enjoy and why you enjoy it. Just not because of, it's just kind of cool. Like, no, I actually enjoy this because it's deep look into the characters, being and thoughts, and reflects my ideology because of this. Like, I want more conversations like that. I want more conversation of substance instead of people just talking about some bullshit like gambling, steak, TikTok clip, brain rot humor. It's all meaningless, They don't care about that shit. They're just doing it because it gives them that dopamine hit, that gambling, that, let me hit the brain bet. Let me do this, let me do that. They'll do all of that. Even to make maybe even money. All that stuff is just against substance. It's anti-substance. It's anti-meaning. And I think that's the main point. I think I maybe focus too much about short form content, but I think that's the most exemplified form of it. You can always see it in other things that people, consume. Media, sports, stuff like that. There's just not much substance behind it. But before, media used to be more meaning and value behind it. And you should move back towards that. That's the main goal. Move back towards substance and media that contains real value, that you seek, that you improve on, that you take and make your own opinions about, really think the meaning behind what you're consuming. Well, simple as that. So I'm ending here. I'll make another video on Thursday. I think that's my upload schedule, Sunday, Thursday. I'll try to always do that. So yeah, thank you. Goodbye.